What up? What up? We back. New Game in Order, and we are in segment 2 of our E3 wrap up 2015. Make sure you check out our previous segment where we talk about Sony's conference in brief. NewGamingOrder.com coming at you with our weekly show. So, right now, the topic, Microsoft's conference. So, we're similar to the last segment, we're going to give everybody. What is it? Now is it 2 minutes?
It's still 2 minutes. It's still 2 minutes,
okay.
And I'll give everyone a longer time frame when it comes to like the PSAs and whatever they did miss, they can speak.
Yeah, we'll probably do like a review in there to have a little more freedom with speaking. But with that, Shinmore, what are your thoughts on Microsoft's conference as a whole, and what are things that stood out to you?
Yeah, I definitely think Phil Spencer came out the gate strong with the Xbox 360 games. Playable on the Xbox One with the backwards compatibility. Thought that was a very strong look. Tomb Raider stood out, looking gorgeous and beautiful. What was that? Forza looking nice. What else was there? My mind's drawing a blank a little bit.
Division.
The Division, thank you. Yes, which has an official date of March 2016. So definitely excited about that. Overall though, I really thought Microsoft did good. They definitely cleaned up a lot of things and threw a couple jabs at Sony, but I was definitely impressed and I liked it. All right. So, Khalif. Oh, and Halo 5, I'm sorry. And Halo
okay.
5, 2 thumbs up. That's it.
All right. So Khalif, what are your thoughts on Microsoft's E3 presentation?
Well, I think they did exactly what they needed to do to the T. I think they dropped a bomb with that backwards compatibility. I'll definitely get more into that in PSAs, but of course, it's not full backwards compatibility, but it kind of looks that way. They did what they needed to do with that. Halo 5 Halo 5 was the best Xbox game that I saw. Tomb Raider looked good as it looked. I think that it's still going to suffer because they're coming out the same day as Fallout 4. I think that's a huge mistake for them, just personally. I think Fallout 4 is gonna really steal a lot of that shine. Other than that, like I said, Tomb Raider looked good. Halo was the best thing I saw from Xbox. I don't know why they are doing the controller, the Elite controller. I mean, I figured that the Scuff controllers, I would figure that people would get it from whatever company they get it from. I don't know why they really went through the trouble of doing that, and it's $150. So it's that's pretty outrageous.
That's way too much.
Yeah. So what was it else that they did? Yeah, the backwards compatibility, I think, like I said, was the biggest surprise that for me anyway, that came from Xbox. They showed that other game too. What the fuck is it called? With the little robot dog, and you put the orb in.
Recore.
Recore. Yeah, there you go.
30
That
seconds.
looks cool. That looks cool, but I don't really want to judge it because it was a CG trailer. I'm really trying to see gameplay before I really judge that game. But overall, I think that Microsoft did exactly what they needed to do, and they're gaining momentum year by year. So, in my opinion, Sony needs to really step it up some more. And that's what I think.
All right. And with that, Nelson. Well, you were gonna say something else?
No, I'm saying like he did it right on the wire.
All right. Okay.
Timer. I got my timer.
All right, Nuke brother. What are your thoughts on Microsoft's E3 presentation 2015?
Honestly, overall, if they did pretty good too. I wouldn't say they didn't do anything to excite me too much more than Sony. I will give them the very, very, very slight edge because Microsoft did what they always do, but they did it through gaming. They gave us a glimpse of the future. They're always so far ahead. That HoloLens presentation of Minecraft was freaking phenomenal. Even though HoloLens is not going to be an Xbox thing, they're showing you what they can do, and then doing research on other people like IGN and other game sites who actually got a behind-the-scenes look at the HoloLens, and all of them were impressed and said it works exactly the way we saw it. That's impressive. You know, we got our usual games. We got our Halos. We got our Forzas. It's always good to see those first-party titles coming out strong. Another thing that they pushed was they talked about, you know, the Windows 10 thing a little bit. I think a lot of people are misconstruing the whole exclusive thing, because when people hear exclusive, then hear it's coming out on PC, they're missing the point that Microsoft is looking at. Hopefully, we'll get that cross-play platform in the Windows 10. It's all part of it. You know, and Microsoft is in 90% of computers. It makes sense for them to take their software and to sell it on PC and Xbox One to get more of a fan base. That new controller,
30 seconds.
It's a high price, but I think I'm gonna get one because I did do research on other companies and they're started like 120. So who knows what you're gonna get with that. But overall, I did like Microsoft's presentation, and I look forward to what they're going to bring us in the future.
Alrighty. And so, on your knees, your thoughts on Microsoft?
All right. I was equally impressed with the HoloLens thing with Minecraft. It did look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But overall in the games, I'm not impressed with Halo 5. They can make it look good, but given their track record with the previous Halos, including Master Chief Collection, no, I don't trust them on it. Same with the what was it? Gears of War. Nothing really there. A lot of trailers. It's about the same as Sony. I'm not going to really pick a winner out of the two. I've watched a few videos. I didn't really get to see the whole conferences, but overall, there's a few things I expected. And on the reverse compatibility, it should have been there at launch. Sorry, you can't get my hopes up for it. And that's it. I'm done.
Alrighty. Nelson, did I skip anybody? No, I have to. I'm gonna grab you in there last.
I'm trying to see. Did Shinwar go?
Yeah, he went first,
okay.
actually.
Okay, so yeah, that's everybody. So if you want to say your piece, go ahead.
All right. Well, did you go yet?
No.
All right, go ahead. Nelson.
Alright, so what I thought about the Xbox conference, I liked it the fact that backwards compatibility is slowly yet progressively coming out. Though that they had mentioned that it was only going to be 100 titles. I don't know if that's like their lock of how much they're going to put.
That's the start for till December, and then it's going to trickle out.
Oh, okay.
That's how they're doing it.
So the backwards compatibility thing had me a little bit more sold on slowly edging out my 360, depending on the list that it comes with. Halo 5 looks stunning visually. Gameplay-wise, we already played the beta, so I'm expecting high hopes for it. The Division, wow. Give me that game! Like, seriously, the game is fucking awesome looking. Forza, I'm not really too impressed because honestly it just looks the same shit to me. They just added new cars and new tracks. Big fucking whoop. I don't really give a shit about that. The Elite controller, $150. You could go suck my ass with that. I ain't paying that. No, that's too much money. Because and I guess to wrap it up, they didn't really talk about particular games that I wanted to, but I will leave that particular mention in the PSAs. And overall, I think Xbox did pretty solid, and hopefully with the Windows 10 integration, it goes smoothly. That's it.
All right, and I'm going to touch lightly. I'm going to encourage the audience to check out the PSAs where we have more freedom to speak. Being that the nature of E3, we had to just touch on the high points. But to start my opinion on it, I think between Microsoft really hit the mark. This is the E3 that Microsoft needed last year. Okay, the whole reversing direction for the Xbox has been phenomenal. You can even Angry Joe, Review Tech, Alpha Megasen, all of them say the same thing. Microsoft is reversing their fortunes and narrowing the gap in terms of sales, even though Sony is still edging them out. But Sony has to do a lot more with their first party. And Microsoft had a wonderful lineup in terms of Gears of War, Halo 5, a lot of their, the concepts with HoloLens. My one disappointment was they didn't really show anything with the Oculus Rift, but the proof of concept with Minecraft, that was amazing. Now, if they can show that it's not really an Xbox thing, but they can apply it to the Xbox with Windows 10, that Sony has to show something big because that's gonna be a game changer going into the future. All right. You got Tomb Raider. Oh man, that looked nice. I can't really go into detail right now, but overall, you know, with Halo 5 and Warzone, I mean, Microsoft should have had this E3 last year. You know, they might have reversed their fortunes, but overall, I think they did a wonderful job. Backwards compatibility was very important to me, you know, and finding out how they had a way to manipulate the X1 to trick itself into being a 360 was very smart, but it opens a new library, you know, so I think that's gonna really be a good selling point for the Xbox One. So that brings my segment to a close. Nelson, do we have any rebuttals before we go into PSAs?
No, not necessarily. Unless if, again, you want on your news to do something like the PC coverage, because they did have a few mentionings.
Okay, we'll cover that in the next segment then. So, all right, with that, New Game in Order, this concludes this segment. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com. Please sub to our channel. And I'm going to do one sweep of the chat, making sure... yeah, Demizzle had put a link.
Chat's
in
quite
there.
busy tonight.
Yeah. So with that, please join us on the next segment. That's going to be the meat and potatoes of everything, and we'll have kind of like the humor where we're actually going at each other. So with that, New Game in Order. Check us out on the next segment. Peace.